Hello, today I'm going to be making a taco bowl with my brand new Itaki electric lunchbox. I think I'm saying that right. So I'm going to go ahead and use these ingredients here and let's get started. Give myself a little room. Okay, so the Itaki lunchbox has several compartments. It comes with a lid in case you're going to be traveling with it. So like for me when I take it to work, but for now I'm not going to need it. It also comes with its own measuring cup. It looks like it goes up to 30 milliliters right here. It says that in order to use your lunchbox, you have to use at least 1 cup, and they mean one of their cups, not 1 cup of water. And they said 1 cup in here is going to be about 15 minutes of cook time. So depending on what you're doing, you will have to add more water to the base. It also comes with a really cool little egg steamer. This is the main cooking pot, and then it has another one on top. So I'm going to be putting in my black beans and my chickpeas in the main base, and I'll be putting in my beefless ground beef substitute on the top to cook. So I'm going to start off by rinsing and straining my beans and my chickpeas. Okay, so I'm putting about half a can of the black beans and chickpeas for now, and I didn't fully rinse my black beans. I actually kind of like the bean juice in there. I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions and peppers before I add more to it. I'm thinking I can probably get 2 meals out of the 2 cans. I love that H-E-B has these small containers. I don't use a lot of vegetables. It's just myself. So this is very convenient for me. That way I don't feel like I'm wasting a whole onion or a whole package of any of the vegetables that I would normally buy. I like peppers, so I'm gonna put a good amount in there. So my sister actually got me this lunchbox, and I'm really excited for it. I'd been telling her how freaked out I am about having to go to the teacher lounge and heat up my lunches when I want anything warm to eat. Just because I feel like there's so many people in the small room when there actually really isn't that many people. What it is that there are at least 4 people at a time eating in the room, and I choose not to eat in there. But, you know, you have to go in and heat it up, and I'm just being extra paranoid. So she got me this little lunchbox so I can have my meal cooked at my desk while I'm working, which is great. So this is actually the first time I'm cooking a meal in it, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'm not sure how much I put in there, but I didn't use the whole package of taco seasoning, and I can always add more later on. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. Try not to drop anything. I probably will add more taco seasoning after it's been cooking, just because you never know what it's going to taste like while you're working. I'm going to use the lid to set my spoon down on, just so I don't make a mess in here. Okay, so that's the bottom compartment. I'm going to leave it like that. Now for the top. Also, when you're using this, I do know that even though it has a lot of room, you want to make sure that there is room for this compartment to fit. So for me, that's about halfway, I think, and it looks like it already touched. Now, it does say that you can cook raw meats in here. But what I'm thinking is that since I'm going to be doing it at school, that I'm going to try and not use the raw meats. Just because if it's in my lunchbox, I can't guarantee that I'll be at the correct temperature that raw meat should be kept. And I know that this only needs like 5 minutes to cook. Yeah, 4 minutes on a saucepan, 5 minutes stovetop, and 2 minutes in the microwave. So I'm thinking that this meatless substitute or meat substitute is going to be able to steam faster and be fully cooked and ready to eat rather than a raw chicken breast or chunked up in here. Just even though I have seen it done, I'm a little iffy about it. So I'm gonna let this ground beef substitute cook on its own without the seasoning, and then I'll add more to it when it's done. Okay. And then to finish it off, I am going to put cilantro and some cheese and Fritos. So I'll check back with you once this is done. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of water to the base to get started. That should be about 15 minutes of cook time, and then I'll check back and see how it's looking, and I'll get back to you then. So the light on the front of the Itaki just turned off, which means that its 15 minutes of cook time is done. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I've already turned it off, and it's been sitting for about a minute while I got the camera ready to go. I'm gonna take a peek and see how it looks. Ooh. I also have a towel off to the side because it's very steamy and wet. It's not too hot. To the side. So the metal containers aren't actually that hot once I opened it up. It's looking really good. I'm gonna take a bite, see how it's going. Yeah, the food's already hot. Let's see. Actually, this is done. I'm gonna add some more of the taco seasoning. So I think what I'm going to do is turn it back on for a little bit with my cheese on top. That way it can get extra melty. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cheese out as well as my cilantro. Go ahead and add another cup. I don't think the full 15 minutes will have to go to get it melted. I'll just go ahead and turn it off when it's time. I didn't show it earlier, but it has this button here. When this light turns off, that's when it's done cooking. So I'll see you back in about 5 minutes maybe. Okay, so I just turned it back off. Open it up. Ooh, yes. That looks so good. So for work, I would go ahead and just eat it out of this container, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and plate it just so we can see how it looks. Okay, so I did have to put a little bit more cheese on top because all my cheese ended up on the bottom when I dumped it out, and I do have a layer of Fritos at the very bottom, but I put some on top so you can see it. I think it looks so good, and I can't wait to eat it. And again, this was all prepared in my Itaki electric lunchbox, which I'm super excited to get to use during the rest of the school year.